Hey, Kerim in Chester, Cheshire, England, United Kingdom. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And first of all, I just want to thank you for your humbly thank you for your patience while your RayBan 2027, the Predator, in color 601, which is the classic shiny black in the 62 eye size. It has taken 2 weeks for this thing to come in from Italy, and I cannot thank you enough for your patience while we waited for this frame to come in. Of course, you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, including the case, with a little belt clip just in case you get belted. You'll be able to do that. I'm going to open it up, and of course your frame, RayBan cleaning cloth, and some junk mail, because you just don't get enough of that at home. So I'm going to put all that in there, and you're going to get all the manufacturer's and original packaging, including a little plastic sleeve that comes on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it is being shipped from Italy. I'm going to take that off, and of course you're going to get all that too. I'm going to pop out your original heavy glass lenses, and I'm going to install some lightweight unbreakable lenses that is going to make you look like Bono, because now you're going to rock these with clear lenses, and that is going to be just awesome. You know you're going to look good in that. Take it from the edge. I'm going to make you look like Bono. So I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my edger, and hit trace. A little stylus is going to pop up, and it's going to go around and trace the shape of the right lens before moving over and tracing the shape of the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame, and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear single vision lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipts have my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Kerim, you know you need prescription lenses, so that's what I'm going to cut for you now. So in just a moment, the shape of your lens is going to pop up there, just very magnified. I'm going to minify it and bring it down to the actual shape that it will be. I'm going to, let's go ahead and magnify again. I'm going to enter your pupillary distance, which is 31.5 in both eyes. So it starts out at 32.5. I'm going to hit this minus button, and it's going to bring it down in ½ millimeters until we're at 31.5. So let's go ahead and take your lenses out of the protective sleeves, of which they came to me in, and I had to order a very unique base curve so it would fit perfectly into this frame. And of course your Crizal cleaning cloth, and you're going to get one of mine as well. But let's go back down here to my lensometer, my Marco 101 lensometer. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 100. Your power is -1 1/4, -50 at 100. Let me zero that out. That looks good. I'm going to put it at -1 1/4. Take your right lens, put it in, rotate it until I find the spherical component of your lens. Clamp that down. Check your astigmatism correction. That looks good. Let's see, -1 1/4. -50, we're at -175. That is looking good. Although, hang on, let me see something. Nope, we've got to rotate this around. That is the right lens. It should be in there like this, like so, like such. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Sorry, I'm quoting the American philosopher Snoop Dogg. Okay, so I'm going to take and put 3 dots on your lenses, which are too light for you to see. So I'm going to take my red pen, and I'm going to darken those for you. 1, 2, and 3, and that is the right lens. Let me make sure. Yep, that is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the unright lens, which is the left lens. Spin the axis wheel to 85 because your prescription reads -75, -75 at 85. Put the spherical component down to 75. Pop that in. Now let's see, your left lens is going to be like this. I'm going to turn it upside down to make sure it's in there right. Am I on -75? Yes. Check that, -75, -75. And I'm going to put 3 dots on there. I put this on there so the ink from the lensometer won't get on my thumb like it already has been doing. And let me Dots are a little bit darker, but I'm still going to darken them. 1, 2, and 3, and that is the not right lens. Now, if you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, I'm telling you, you think it's bad now, but you'll be telling that joke tomorrow. So let's come back down here to the blocker, and I need to get 2 blocks for the blocker. That's why they call it that. And I need to put 2 double-sided adhesive stickers on here, of which I've got them hanging over my head. I've got a lot of stuff over my head. I got a monkey on my back, got a mother-in-law breaking my chops. So the black side is the sticky side. I'm gonna stick that on there. I got someone in England waiting for his glasses, so let me shut up and keep working. Pull that off. That little button on the back is a magnet. It's gonna do its job twice. The first time is holding its place in the arm. Let's go ahead and put that one on there. Now let's see, 31.5, 31.5. I'm double checking everything so you don't have to wait again. Now the reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me it has to be lined up in there just perfectly for you to see your best. I'm going to minify that. Yep, that is large enough that is just going to cut out perfectly. Let's do that again. And I'm just going to check some other things. Looking good, looking good. So I'm going to hit that button, and it's going to drop down and place the block onto your right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for your left lens. It's going to flip over and it's going to mirror that. I need to pull the sticker off the back to make the black side sticky. And hey, what's brown and sticky? A stick. Come on, didn't I give you enough clues? Okay, to minify that. That's looking good. That's going to cut out. And we'll place that block onto your left lens. Now this is the actual edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy one and then throw it in the trash. No, put it on your kitchen counter, then you can cut your own lenses at home. You won't need me anymore. The actual mechanism that cuts the lenses is this cutting wheel. It is over on the 3 wheels here. The rougher one on the right is the cutting wheel. That's going to grind your lens down till it's the final size. This wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens. I'm going to go ahead, and the magnet's going to do its job a second time. I'm going to place the block onto, or the block into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Now the other thing I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to wake the computer up. I'm going to do this when it has the auto button, but I'm going to do this manually. I'm going to move the bevel because of the wrap of the frame. I do not want to polish the front surface of the lens. I'm only going to put, actually I'm not even going to put a bevel on the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a bevel on the rear, the concave surface of the lens. I'm going to hit the green arrow, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 wide styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see it has this tracing going all the way around. And then it's actually measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where the computer thinks it should place the bevel. But you can see the different weird distortions on there, and that's a profile of your lens. If you were actually see it where it was unfolded, where you could take it and diagram it out, that's the different thicknesses. But I'm going to place the percentage button, and I'm going to move the bevel just a little bit further back in the rear so you have nothing sticking out the front of the frame that you need to do on frames with wrap. Hit the start button, and now the cutting wheel is going to start up, and hopefully the lens will begin cutting. There's no hopefully, it will begin cutting. Now if you notice, there is water. You can see the light flickering. There's water running in the background. I did cut this on polycarbonate, yes. But polycarbonate lenses cut dry where plastic and high index plastic cut wet. In just a moment, your lens will touch down on the cutting wheel, and it has begun cutting. Take that out of there, my trash. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. Your lenses are now virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you'll have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. which I don't know if you ever get direct exposure to the sun in England, but if you ever do go on vacation, I got your back. Or at least I got your eyes. The cornea, the retina, I got that covered for you, the iris. Now if you notice, that is optical sawdust, which goes by the name of the Schwarf. May the Schwarf be with you. Actually, it won't be with you because it's going to fall off here in just a moment. And as you notice, the edge of your lenses are completely flat, just like a coin, a nickel, a pound. I could take it out and it would stand up on the counter on its own. Now the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. It's going to measure the thickness of the lens at every point, and again, to follow my lead on where to place the bevel, so you have the best cosmetic fit possible in the frame. Speaking of cosmetics, I am wearing a RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, which is a sunglasses. I took the sunglass lenses out and I put my prescription transition lenses with anti-glare. Excuse me, I had a Peter Brady moment, my voice cracked for a second. But Kerim is doing the same thing. He's taking a pair of sunglasses, he's taking out the dark lenses, and he's putting in transition lenses with anti-glare. Not just any transition lenses, Transitions Xtraactive. So they do get much darker outside, but they do retain a little bit of tint inside. I'm going to take a white background. You can see I'm going to place his Xtraactive lenses against my regular transition lenses, and you can see that his do have a little bit more tint while inside, but they will get darker than mine outside. And if you notice, his is bigger than mine. And right now I'm in therapy trying to get counseling and treatment for that. I'm working through some issues, but my wife still loves me just the same. So it's now raining inside the machine. It's doing that because water is being sprayed onto the lens as the safety bevel is being applied to the rear surface of the lens. Now in just a moment the door will open. I'm going to open it with my mind and my fingertips. And I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes a couple hours and I have to stare at it, but I can melt it. Alright, so I'm going to dry your lens off. We're going to see if it fits into the frame. I'm going to use my thumbnail to wipe away any schwarf that may be there. Now with this much curvature, it's common that I may have to take the lens down some more, but I'm just going to see first time around if it fits in there. And it does. So let's go ahead, hang on, I'm going to test some things. Apply some of that to the frame. Yep, it's staying in there good. So let's go ahead and cut the left lens. I'm going to go ahead and place that in there. Hit the L, hit the green arrow start button, and it's going to go around and it's going to trace the lens to make sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. Of course you can see as it's going around, and it's going to measure the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel. Although I have overrode the computer, and again, yes, I'm going to tell it exactly. I'm going to move 1/10 of the lens material back so you have no edge thickness whatsoever. Of course you have no rear edge thickness either, but for a wrap frame you do need to move the lens either forward or backward for the best cosmetic look possible. So let's go ahead and take this block off. Let's come back down here, as we say in the dirty south. I am south of the Mason-Dixon line. But I'm going to put it back in there, and I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 100, put the lens in, and I don't see your optical center anymore, so I'm going to put a new one on there. Get it lined up, find the optical center, check the spherical component, and I'm getting -1 1/4, one tick mark away from 1. 1 1/4, 150, 175, 2. So let's check your astigmatism correction, which you have 2 steps, and we're at -175 total power. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up from there in quarter increments, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, and so on. So you need 5 steps of correction for your farsightedness. You are nearsighted, so without your glasses on, you can see everything up close. So that's why you will delay going into a bifocal much longer than anyone else, because you can take your glasses off and see up close great. So You need 5 steps of correction for your farsightedness. Now you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair, and then someone else is bald-headed altogether. So you need, astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So this first number makes everything the correct size. Your lenses minify to make everything smaller. Now, this takes away the fuzzy edges. Think of it as the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that knob to 100. A straight line is 0 to 180, with 90 being in the center and 180 over here. We're going to turn that knob just past 80 to about just past 90 to 100, and it demonstrates better with that color cap. Now, the reason why we have 175 is, remember high school algebra where you add 2 like signs together? You have 2 minuses. Yeah, I don't remember it either. Let's use today's term. Someone borrowed 1.25 pounds from you, then they borrowed another 50 pence. Okay, I'm trying to translate. I don't know if it's going over well. They would owe you 1 pound 75 pence. Is that even true? 1.75 euros, but you guys dropped the euro, and you're about to drop Greece. So, we're at 175. Now, your left eye needs less correction. You only need 3 steps for farsightedness, but you actually need another step for astigmatism correction, so we're going to end up with minus 150 there. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180 and really doesn't mean much to me, and it means even less to you. Now again, this frame, the RayBan Predator 2027 in the 62 eye size, sells for $125. It comes in a few colors. You're getting the 601 shiny black. It comes in a matte black and I think a Havana, but it only comes in, which is RayBan's term for tortoise, but it only comes in the 62 eye size. And of course you're getting the Transitions Xtraactive with wrap. I have to charge you $100 for the Transitions Xtraactive, and the Crizal anti-glare adds $40 for a total of $265. But wait, there's more. International shipping to England is $35. Your combined price is $300 US, which is mucho dinero and probably some American money in there too. Alright, so I'm going to dry your lens off, scrape away any more optical debris that may be on the edge of the lens. Where did your frame go? It's down here. I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner, and then using my thumbs press down at the nose, and your lens snaps in there perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and take the block off. That is no longer needed. Drop that down, come back down here. Your pupil distance dot, the center optical is gone, so I'm going to put another one there so I can measure your pupillary distance. Spin the axis wheel to 85, which is where the fine-tune knob is for your left eye. Check the power there. We are getting minus 75, 0, a quarter, 50, 75, 1. Check the 3 steps of astigmatism correction, and we're at minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. So that is made correctly. Actually, hang on, I got to put the dots back on there. I forgot to do it for the right. Let's put that on there. Let's do the same thing for the right. I don't have to spin the axis wheel. I can still see on the inside where that should be. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Let's put a dot right there and a dot right there. Now your pupillary distance is 63. I'm going to turn the card around and place the 0 against my thumb on the right lens. And when we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 63 millimeters, 3 tick marks away from the 60, so that is made perfectly. Now this is the point in every video as I clean your lenses that I mention that I do international shipping. But Kerim, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. And because of that, the reason why is 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. And I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%, and I'll show you in just a moment. I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I press down on mine, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip those over. No wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and they're not askew. Now, Kerim, this is what your lenses look like while they're clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate the transitions part of your lenses. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's late in the day. And I'm going to put in my little transitions box in the corner. This misbehaved. That's why I had to put it in the corner and time out. It's an American term. It may be an obscure reference. But anyway, as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for the lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer to return back to virtually clear when you come back inside, about 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now, as you can see, this is important, pay attention, all transition lenses will get dark on day 1. Give them 2 weeks of exposure to the sun, and they're going to continue to darken until they reach their final setting. After that, they're going to work for years with maximum performance. Now, the one time they won't work as well, although these advertise that they will darken in a car, more so than mine, but these will actually get about a third darkness in a car. Your windshield has UV inhibitors, so your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun all day. But as soon as you step out of the car, they will get dark. Now, they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 degrees and below than they will when it's 95 and above, which may not be an issue to you in England, as it is, you know, the middle of summertime here. And of course, it got up to, it's cooled off to 87 now. It was about 94 degrees here Fahrenheit. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. So, but where you live at, and you have cooler climate, these will get very, very dark. Now again, this is the first time they've been activated. Don't worry, Kerim, they're going to get much, much darker than this. Come on, we talked about this, don't you remember? But that's that. If anyone has any questions about what I can or can't do, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Kerim, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription transitions Xtraactive lenses for your with Crizal anti-glare for your RayBan 2027 and the color 601. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.